नमस्कार दोस्तों. Today is 25th July 2021. Welcome to my channel Trade Plan Nifty. This channel is my journey in stock market. This is a weekly wrap video on Nifty, where on this specific video we'll talk about critical levels and trends for Nifty, disclose my trade plan for Nifty for the coming week, and share my learning and current MTM at the end of the video. I hope these discussions will add value to your trade setup and trading ideas. Lot depends on how the Reliance results is going to pay out, which will define the movement of the Nifty in the coming week. But before we get into detail of that, let's have a look into critical elements of our market. So when we look into global market, we see that S&P 500 on weekly basis has shown a very strong week, and it is definitely an uptrend. And on daily chart also, we don't see any sign of weakness on S&P 500. So definitely, this is looking a very good sign. And that is mainly because you see that US government 10 bond yield is consistently hovering below 1.27, which is a level, I think it is a very low level in past recent years, if I'm not wrong. So this is definitely a very good sign for all the equity market globally. But the problem what we have is this US government is the US dollar index, and US dollar index from past many weeks is consistently just consolidating, but it is on upper side. And in last week also, it is continuing its move on the up direction, and which is now currently at 92.93. And on daily chart, it is showing also in uptrend. So this is definitely not a good sign for an emerging market like India. So this is very important that this dollar index should start coming down at least below 90, closer to the 91 range for a very strong move in Bank Nifty, because this will have a direct impact on the inflation and thus the Bank Nifty for us. So this is not looking good for Indian market. So if this keeps on going up, and Reliance, which has shown results where although the top line is declining, but the profitability has shown some sign of increase. So I'm not pretty sure how the market is gonna take up. So OPC business is doing very good, Geo business is doing very good, but because of the COVID situation, the retail business is not doing very well. So it's a very tricky result for at least me to understand and interpret. So we'll see how the market is going to react on this on Monday. But when we look into Reliance on weekly chart, what we see is that it has formed almost like a doji, but still above below 8 bar and above 20 bar moving average. So it is in uptrend. And on daily chart, we see that on Friday, it has shown very large red bar, and it has just closed above, taken a support on 20 and 8 bar moving average. So if on Monday Reliance opens below 2105, then this 2105 and 2110 will become a very strong resistance zone for Reliance, and the next support for Motabhai will be at 2092. And if 2092 is broken, then the next support will come at 2074, which is a combination of my black and blue magical line. So, open for tomorrow on Reliance is extremely important to define the trend of the market. When we look into Bank Nifty, we see that Bank Nifty on weekly chart has shown a red bar, and it is below 8 bar but still above 20. So, still in on weekly basis, it is an uptrend. On daily chart, we see that on Friday, it has shown some sign of positiveness, and now it is above a very critical support function, which is at 34900. So let's hope that on Monday, the open of Bank Nifty is not below 34920. Now the next support for Bank Nifty is at 34750, and very strong support will come at 34 400 zone. So 34 400 to 34 460 is a very strong support zone, which is the bottom of a consolidation for a Bank Nifty. So if you see this daily chart, you see that 34 360 and 34 400 is something where Bank Nifty has consistently taken a very strong support. And on upper side, uh, definitely now Bank Nifty will have a resistance in a coming week at 35,328, which is a combination of 8 bar, 20 bar, and a weekly H3. And if 35,330 is gone, then the next support or next resistance is at 35,500 with weekly H4 at 35,600. So 35,500 and 34,400 is boundary of a consolidation zone in which Bank Nifty is consolidating. When we look into HDFC Bank, HDFC Bank is looking extremely weak. It has closed on weekly basis below 8, below 20 after the result announcement, and now it is at 1442. The pivots are also going down, and on daily chart we see that it is closed below 20, below 50, and below 8 bar moving average, but now it has taken a support on 200 bar moving average. So we need to see how the Bank Nifty is acting at this level. So currently Bank Nifty, sorry, HDFC Bank has a very strong support at 1435. If 1435 is gone, then the next support is at 1428 and then 1413. And on top side, now this zone of 1450 and 1458 acts like a very strong resistance zone for HDFC Bank to cross. So if the US dollar index is not going to support, I don't think so. HDFC Bank will have enough strength to close this. So HDFC is looking weak. Reliance depends how it's going to play. So HDFC Bank will define the move of Bank Nifty, and Reliance will eventually define the move for the coming week on Nifty. So with that in background, let's have a look into a Lalaji. So when we look into Lalaji on a weekly chart, what we see is that now the 8 bar moving average has come up, and it is at 15,750. So definitely now 15,750 zone will act as a very strong support, and it is on weekly basis definitely an uptrend. And here we can clearly see that on weekly basis market is in consolidation between 15,600 and 15,900, which is 15,900, which is combination of my magical black and blue line. Now on daily chart, market on Friday has almost formed a doji with red sign, but still not a sign of downward direction. Tomorrow will be a critical day to define the next move, whether it's going down or going up. Still above 8 bar, about 20 bar, so it is in uptrend, and now it will have a very good support or resistance depending upon where it is going to open, because as of now SJX is at around 15,830, so we assume that it's going to open at 15,830, then 15,850 and 15,860 will act as a very strong resistance. And 15,860 is broken, then the next resistance is definitely at 15,920 with weekly H3 at 5950 and weekly H4 at 16033. And on support side, Laraji will have a very good support at 15,750 zone, which is a combination of weekly 8 bar moving average as well as weekly L3 and weekly pivot. And if 15,770 is broken, then the next support is at 15,700, which is a monthly pivot and also closer to weekly H4. And if 15,700 is broken in this week, then the next support will come at 15,600, which is a combination of monthly L3 and my blue magical line. But on daily basis, the trend is still up. Now, on 15-minute chart is where we see a sign of reversal, and we see that Lalaji has closed below 8 bar and 20 bar moving average. So this is in now bear mode on 15-minute chart. So let's confirm the view with the help of market profile. So when we look into market profile, what we see is that for tomorrow, that is 26th of July, the pivot is at 15,841 and the pivot is above Friday's pivot. So this is definitely a sign in up. It's an uptrend. It is an uptrend, but all depends upon where it's going to open. So SGX as of now is at 15,837. So it's indicating that it will open below pivot. So option one, tomorrow it will open below pivot, which is at 15,840. Then it is a sell on rise at 15,840 and 15,860 zone with a very tight stop loss just above previous day close for a first target of 15,780 and the second target of 15,720. Second option is that it will open below pivot and you take 10-minute breakout. So on 10-minute breakout, you if it's going downward direction, then just I will take that and I'll add another lot. So there's the second option. And for any scenario, if it's opening above pivot, but for me, it has to open above previous day close, which is at 15,855. Then we can say that the trend has changed and we can go for buy on dip at L3, which is at 15,820, or maybe at pivot. Pivot will be a little dangerous, but L3 could make sense, 15,820. If it is opening above 15,856, that is previous day, that is Friday's close. So official trade plan, if it open below pivot as of now, there's sell on rise for a target of 15,780 and second target of 15,720. Please consult your financial advisor before you take any trade. Now let's see what I did. Review my trade for Friday. So Friday, the we I entered the market with the philosophy that the trend is on upside direction, and idea was to buy on dip. And as expected, market had a very strong volatility in the first half, and you find on the first half itself, extreme reversal setup happened on this particular first 45 minute, but there was no point of entering here because it was anyways above pivot. Idea was to buy at pivot, then it again came down and the second extreme reversal setup, that is engage, my second video on engage series, happened on this, and then it market never looked back. Although I got busy with my work, I had some critical meetings going on and couldn't enter on this position, and then in between there was no point of taking the trade, so I didn't take this trade. But when it reached at the top on this area is where I found sign of weakness. So we found a doji here. So this was the week which was formed here, although not a perfect week, but a week at a very critical junction of R2, if I'm not wrong. And this is where I shorted the one lot of, not here, but somewhere on this particular week. After the doji, when this week was formed, this is the engage reversal setup one, the week formation, and this is where I shorted the one lot of Nifty and for July series, and that is what I'm taking home. So this is the Nifty July future which I'm taking home. So last week was the bigger learning. Big learning is that if I'm pretty sure about the trend in which the direction the market is moving, then the future trade will make more sense to me. And that's what I have taken. I have decided to move. So I'm moving from options to future. Definitely, when the future lot is now become 50, so the risk is not very high. Second is do not take multiple trade on one day. That multiple trade on one particular day in this week has actually disturbed me a lot in terms of my focus in the market, and I should have consistent and disciplined approach on my trading. Idea here is not to make money this year. This year idea is to just build the skill set and ensure that I don't lose my capital. If I can achieve that also in this financial year, that will be the perfect thing for me. I hope this discussion are adding value to your trade setup and trading ideas. Thank you very much for your like, comment and share. It is your like and comment which makes me come back and make these videos for all of us. So let's learn together. Stay healthy, wear mask. Jai Hind.